If y'all are wondering why I'm in my kitchen, I'm really experimenting with different places to record. I'm just not like, I'm not a fancy backdrop bitch yet. I just kind of record wherever is convenient and wherever I feel like would be the least distracting to you guys. Let me get this out of here. Let me get this out of here without knocking down my camera. Oh God, my voice is so crackly. Like, my voice is always so crackly. I've had people ask me, they're like, what's wrong with your voice? Like, why do you sound like that? And I was like, oh gosh, I'm like, this is actually my voice. Like, it just sounds like this all the time. It's yes. But anyway. I get that cash and I flip it, yeah. I get that cash and I flip it. If you are new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get better at saying that because every time I do a video, I do not say that to you guys, but that's my fault. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. First story I'm going to tell you guys about today is the time that one of my best friends got super drunk on her birthday, y'all. Super fucking drunk on her birthday, and ended up passed out and in the hospital, but I will get to that. Okay, so it was a group of us, you guys. So it was a group, was it 4 of us? Honestly, it was more like, it was really 4 of us, but then low-key it was 7 of us because we would always hang out with, one of the girls had a sister, and we would kind of just like include her and stuff because that was her sister. And then her sister had 2 friends that would come along too, which were cool as fuck. And it's ironic because me and one of my best friends and the sister's 2 friends are all still super cool. Like, that is the squad. We talk very often. Like, we're all super cool, and I actually live with one of them now. So yeah, it was like maybe like a group of like 7 of us, but it was really the 4 of us who were like the ones who always did everything together. So I'm gonna name one of the friends, I'm gonna name one of the friends Stacey because she acts like what I feel like Stacey would act like. So there was Stacey. 2 of the friends had the same name, so we used to call one like, we used to just always call their name and then call their last name as well. So I'm gonna call the 2 ones with the same name. So I'm gonna call one Cat, and I'm gonna call the other Kitty, because that's easy to remember. So Cat and Kitty, but they both had the same names. So it was Kitty's birthday. So me and Cat both went to the same school. So me and Cat were both at Winston-Salem State at this time. And it was my sophomore year, so I was allowed to bring my car down. So I had my car at Winston. So me and Cat had drove down to Charlotte for Kitty's birthday. When we get down there, me and Kat noticed the vibe was really off between Stacey and Kitty. And so, okay, so within our group, because me and Kat went to the same school and then Stacey and Kitty went to the same school, at the time, even though Stacey was my best friend, like had been my best friend for the longest, Stacey and Kitty were very close because they went to the same, like they were down here in Charlotte together. And then me and Kat were really close because we were both at Winston. When me and Kat got down there, we had noticed that the vibe between Kitty and Stacey was real tense, like really weird. And we were just like, okay, like, what did we walk into? They had just been acting like they was beefing. So that was the first night. So the next day, we had all gone out to eat. So we go out to eat, we're at the restaurant, and by this time, it was all 4 of us and the other 3 I was mentioning. So the younger sister of Stacey is now named Belle. So when we're at the restaurant, me and Kat are noticing, okay, no, actually, rewind. So on the way to the restaurant, right, we're all like picking cars to get into because I had my car down there, and then Stacey had just got a new car. So Stacey had her car, I had my car. So on the way to the restaurant, Stacey was being really weird about Kitty riding in the car with her. And so because she was being so weird about it, Kitty ended up riding in the car with me and Kat, which was cool because we were all just as close. It's just that it was weird that Stacey was being like that, considering that she was super close with Kitty and there was room in the car, and she was just being like really funny about it. Like, there would be room in the, basically, okay, so backstory on that, there would be room in the car, but Stacey always felt some type of way towards Kitty when it came to driving or riding situations, because she felt like she was always the one when driving. which was weird because at the time she felt like that, Kitty didn't have a car. So it's like, why are you kind of holding this over her head that you're always the one driving and Kitty doesn't have a car? But Stacey was weird about shit like that. So Stacey was being really weird about letting Kitty ride in the car with them, so Kitty rode with us. So on the way to the restaurant, Kitty is kind of like filling me and Kat in. It's like, yeah, things have been kind of weird. Like, Stacey's been acting like really weird towards me and stuff. And we were like, girl, we know, we feel it. Like, girl, it's the vibe is in the air thick, okay, bitch? It's thick. We know. She was kind of telling us like how Stacey had been kind of acting weird the whole week. So we get to the restaurant and we're all eating. Stacey and her younger sister Belle, they were speaking in their language, and we knew they was talking shit because it's like whenever they would talk shit, they would talk shit in Spanish. Whenever they would talk shit, they would talk shit in Spanish. So we knew they was talking shit at the table, but me and Kat at the same time are still like new to the situation, so we didn't really know like why there was so much tension between Stacey and Belle and Kitty. So shit went left that night, y'all. So that night we had all been trying to decide, like we were all going out to this club event, and when we were going out to when we were trying to decide about the club event and we were trying to figure out the ride situation, I had made it known a couple times, and me and Kitty had made it known, because even though Kitty was younger than, she's always been the most responsible as well. Like, me and Kitty kept on kind of saying like, hey, like we should all just get a really big Uber so that we could all ride in the same car, because that would be better than us all being separated and we're all gonna be drinking and stuff. Like, we should just try our best to stay together. So Stacey, y'all won't get what type of person Stacey was unless I tell y'all some backstory on Stacey. So the type of friend Stacey was very, very selfish and very toxic. And that is why out of this group, and honestly, her sister was almost as bad as her, but her sister wasn't as bad as her. But yeah, Stacey just, if it was not about her, she didn't give a fuck. Like, to the point where I remember one time in high school, and I'm gonna make this like, I'm just gonna say this right quick because this isn't long enough to be a story of its own, so I'm just gonna throw that in here with this one. In high school, Stacey's dad had got her and Belle a BMW. So her dad also suffers from, I won't say from what, because I feel like that's disclosing too much information, but her dad, his mobility is kind of sketchy. So he was driving and somebody hit him in the BMW and ended up like it was totaled. He was okay, but the car was totaled. So when that happened, Stacey went off on her dad, not asking him if he's okay, not anything like that. She was just, oh my God, you wrecked the car. How can you do this to me? Why would you even do that? Oh my fucking gosh, you wrecked the fucking car. Did not one time ask her dad if he was okay. Not once. And it was some selfish as fuck type shit. So that kind of gives you an idea of how Stacey was. There are so many more stories about Stacey, but anyway, that gives you an idea of kind of like how she was like when it came to like being selfish and stuff. So when me and Kitty are mentioning to her we should all stay together, her whole thing was, well, I just got a new car and I want to be seen in my new car. So because I want to be seen in my new car, she was like, I don't want to pull up in an Uber when I just got a new whip and I want people to see my new car. So, and by then, like I said, the BMW was in high school. So after the BMW, they had already been through multiple cars because for some reason, their parents kept, every couple years, their parents would upgrade them a car. I don't know why, but they would. So she had already agreed for her roommate at the time to drive, I can't even say not to drive us, to drive her sister, the sister's two friends, to the club. And she did not care that not all of us could fit in it. She was like, well, I'm gonna be seen in my new car, y'all gotta figure it out, basically. And I'm just kind of like, girl, like, one, it's not even your birthday, so the nerve of you to be so selfish, and it's not even your birthday. It's Kitty's birthday and you're being weird towards Kitty already. You didn't make any room in the car for Kitty, and you're telling Kitty she basically was like, well, you need to drive yourself. Because actually, no, by this time Kitty did have a car. Okay, by this time Kitty did have a car, but in the past Stacey was weird towards her even before she had one, but Kitty did have a car. So she was basically like, well, you can drive your car. I'm like, but this is coming from the main person who, whenever Stacey wanted to get drunk, Her whole thing was, well, I'm trying to get fucked up. Like literally she would say just like this, I'm trying to get fucked up tonight, so I'm not driving. For her to always be like, oh, well, I'm not driving because I'm getting fucked up, and then it's Kitty's birthday and you're like, oh, well, you can drive because I'm having somebody drive my new car and I want to show you my new car, and I don't care if it's your birthday, you can drive. It was just like really selfish. And then on top of that, it's like we could have all got an Uber and all been together, but you're so focused on showing off your new prized possession that you don't care. So what we basically ended up doing was, I can't remember why, I think maybe I was parked somewhere where if I were to move my car, I wasn't gonna be able to park it, because parking on UNCC's campus is really weird. So I think I was somewhere where if I were to move my car, I wasn't gonna be able to move it back. So I ended up not driving, but Kitty had like a, you know, she had a pass for her school, so I volunteered to drive her car so that she could still enjoy her night and she wouldn't have to drive and she could get lit. The other thing about Stacey was Stacey would always be super pressed to get there so early, like to beat the line, like on some like in line at 9:30 type. And we would be like, yo, why do you always want to go this early? But that was just her thing. Like she used to be really pressed to get there before anybody else. So we're all pre-gaming, and Stacey, Belle, and the other two friends, they all head to the event. So me, Kat, and Kitty are just like, well, we're not pressed to get there that early and we're not done getting ready. Me, Kat, and Kitty had decided we were going to take our time or whatever. It was Kitty's birthday anyway, so she's not ready to go yet. There's no need to be pressed to go. So we take a couple shots or whatever. We finish getting ready. We all get in the car. So don't feel like I'm promoting drinking and driving, but I also was a lot younger and a lot more irresponsible than I am now. Yeah, don't take that as I'm encouraging you to drink and drive. But we took a couple shots, we leave. So mind you, like I said, Kitty was the super responsible friend. So we're on the way to the club, and she had been drinking Everclear, yo. And of course, when you're younger, you're drinking like whatever cheap shit you can find, you're drinking it. So she had been taking that shit to the head. We get in the car, we go to the club, and I knew she was messed up because when we got to the club, we got there so early that there wasn't anything going on yet. It was like a 20-minute drive, but there wasn't anything else going on yet. So I knew she was messed up when she was like, girl, she was like, let's go back and get the bottle of Everclear. I'm like, I'm definitely like, I know she's messed up because this is not like her. She's super rational. So for her to want to drive back 20 minutes across town to get a bottle of alcohol is not her at all. So I knew she was messed up. But she just kept insisting. She was like, yeah, girl, it's my birthday. Like, come on. Like, let's go get the rest of the alcohol. We're here too early anyway. Like, let's go get the rest. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we go back. We grab the bottle. And we proceed to turn around and go back to the club because we needed to waste some time anyway, because like I said, we were there stupid early. So on the way back to the club in the car, my friend is throwing the liquor back. From the driver's seat, I like took the bottle and I like tilted the bottle down. I was like, girl, like, you're drinking a lot. Like, you're about to be really messed up. Like, Everclear is a lot to be drinking straight. She was like, nah, girl, fuck it. It's my birthday. Get past that. We get in the club. And at first, the bitch was good. Like, she having a bomb-ass time. And by then, we had met back up with Stacey and them. And Stacey's sister, Belle, was really good at, like, getting promoters and stuff to let her in or give her drinks and stuff. So there was a promoter giving all of us drinks, like, on the house and stuff. So she made it a good little minute before she was like, kind of like, you know, when you can tell somebody about to toss the cookies, you're like, oh, they not gonna make it. So when she started getting like that, me and Kat's first priority was we have to get her to a bathroom. So we get her to the bathroom, she starts throwing up. So we're like, okay, we gotta get her out of here. Y'all, when I say this story gets so crazy, oh my God, this story was so crazy. We were just like, yo, we gotta make it past all these police because she's underage. Like, we're not trying to get caught up. And me and Kat at the time had already been in trouble with 12 before. So, actually, that's the story. Okay, so I had already been in trouble with 12 because the Food Line story, which I recorded for y'all, but I had gotten in trouble with 12 because of that. And so I was still like, I was not in no like probation or nothing, but it's like, you know, you don't want to get in trouble again and you just been in trouble. Yes, and then Kat had been in trouble before too, so we were not trying to get in trouble again. So we get her across the street, we get her in the car. So we're leaving the club, you know, we're all riding, we're all talking and stuff, and then Kitty gets quiet in the back of the car, but we just assume that she has fallen asleep. So we're like, okay, cool, she knocked out or whatever. So we're driving back to campus. We get back to campus, we turn around, and when I turned around, I've never, ever seen that much throw up. Like, I've never seen that much throw up. Because mind you, me and Kat have been talking the whole ride home. We're just talking, we're laughing, we're joking. So we did not look back because we just thought that Kitty was asleep. So yo, it was so much throw up. We're just like, oh my god, like, we have got to get her back to her dorm room because we're outside of her dorm by now. Me and Kat come around the back, and of course, in best friend fashion, me and Kitty are still like this, but me and Kitty don't talk to Kat anymore. She just started changing up, and yeah, that would have to be another story time. She started changing up. She was really thirsty over one of these like fraternities. So that's not the reason we fell out. It was a lot more than that, but that was one of the more annoying reasons that added on to every other reason that we fell out. So anyway, so me and Kat at the time, of course, in best friend fashion, so we're like standing on the side of the car where Kitty is, and y'all, we are taking pictures with her passed out because we're just like, yo, this is her, this is the birthday of a lifetime. The goal for anybody at the time, whenever we all had birthdays, it was like the goal was you're dying on your birthday. Not, of course, like you're not actually dying, but you are passing out on your birthday. That was always the goal. So we were like, perfect, but the goal was always like you pass out kind of like in a more quiet fashion, like, you know, like maybe like you get drunk, you get some dick, and then you pass out. Not like you pass out in a pile of your throw up and you're unconscious and we don't know what the fuck type to do type pass out, but more like, oh yeah, like, you know, y'all know the different types of pass out, like the good pass out. So we're taking pictures with her or whatever still, because we're like, yo, she's gonna want to remember this one day. Looking back on it, nobody would want them fucking pictures. I would never want them fucking pictures. I'd be like, girl, bye, delete. But so we do that, but then we kick it into like serious mode, and we're like, yo, we got to figure out how to get her up to her dorm room, because her dorm room was on the 3rd floor of the building, and we're just like, crap. So we are trying to lift her up, and y'all, dead weight is way heavier than somebody when they are kind of helping you or assisting you. Like, dead weight is heavy, and Kitty is not a big girl. Like, she's like an average size female. Me at the time, I was a stick. I was like 110 pounds, so I wasn't much help, and Kat was heavier set, but like I said, dead weight is heavy. So we're trying to pick her up. And this is how you know I'm a good friend. Like, when I say I ride for mine, I am a good friend, y'all. Me and Kat are getting throw up on ourselves. Oh gosh, we are getting throw up on ourselves as we are trying to pick her up. But we were just like, fuck it, this is my bitch. Like, I don't care, fuck it. As we're doing that, we're realizing that there's no way we're going to get her up 3 flights of stairs. And on top, we couldn't even get her past the car, really. All the while, we're trying to make sure campus police don't see her because she's fucked up and she's underage. And we're just like, fuck, like, we don't want to get her in trouble because, like I said, Kitty's never been in trouble before. And we've already been in trouble, so we don't want to get her in trouble and then look like, oh, well, we're the bad influences on her because we're older than her and she's drunk as fuck and she's been drinking underage and she's passed out. So we tried to get her up for about an hour. We sat out there, actually probably a little over an hour. We sat out there trying to lift her up, trying to pull her, all that stuff. I start calling Stacey and that half of the crew. So I'm calling Stacey, I'm calling her over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, because we had left the club before them. I'm calling them, and Stacey and Belle are the least bit concerned. They are not concerned with coming. They're taking their sweet ass time. They're trying to finish the party out, and I'm like, yo, we need fucking help. This is an emergency. Like, this is, like, all jokes aside, we need help. This is so serious, and y'all aren't trying to get here. Like, we need help, yo. So I'm calling her, and every time I'm like, hey girl, like, where are you? Like, are y'all on the way? Are y'all coming? So it takes them forever to get to us. Like, so Stacey and Belle pull up, and when they pull up, I think by then, so by the time they pulled up, campus security had seen us because we were beside Kitty's car this whole time. Like, we had gotten her out of the car, but because we got her out of the car and the dead weight was so heavy, we had moved her like to the sidewalk, but we couldn't move her back into the car. It was just it was too hard, it was too much. By that time, campus police had seen us, and they were like, well, we're gonna have to call an ambulance because it's a liability if we don't. Me and Kat are freaking out. We're like, oh shit, like we're about to get in trouble. So by then, Stacey and Belle had pulled up as well. So Belle tells me and Kat, she's like, here's the card or whatever. Y'all go upstairs and y'all just stay upstairs because y'all don't go to school here, so y'all are gonna get in more trouble. We got this. You know, we're here with her now, so y'all go upstairs. And like I said, we were all like a really tight-knit friend group. So in our heads, we're like, okay, well, we're not leaving her with just anybody. She is with 4 other, or actually no, 3, because one of our friends was drunk and she was passed out in the car. But she was with 3 other really good friends who we knew weren't gonna let anything happen to her. But then looking back on it, it's like Stacey just be out of the fucking, she be off the fucking shits when she's drunk. So I don't even, like, we shouldn't have left her with Stacey ass. But Belle, on the other hand, even though Belle was manipulative and selfish, just like her sister and stuff, like she was the smarter of the 2, even though she was younger. And then she also was the more rational of the 2, I guess you could say. She was just the smarter one of the 2, so we knew that she wasn't in bad hands. So when Belle tells us that, we go upstairs. Yeah, went upstairs. We had got all of our stuff because we were like, yo, when they bring Kitty back to her room, if we're in the room, we're gonna get in trouble because they're gonna be like, what are y'all doing here? Y'all don't go to school here. That's what happened. So we had grabbed all our stuff, but we didn't want to go back to the car to put our stuff in the car because that was right where the ambulance and stuff were at that time. Now, looking back on it now, me being older, I wouldn't have handled it like that. I would just been like, fuck it. If I get in trouble, I'm with my bitch. I just get in trouble. Like, even if it would have been, even if it was other friends around her that I knew very well, like I said, we were all best friends. So it's not like we left her with just anybody. We were all best friends. But even that being the case, just me now, and because I'm not scary now like I was then, and also because I'm one of those people, and I've always been one of those people, like, I know this instance doesn't seem like it, but I've always been one of those, like, if we come together, we're leaving together. I don't give a fuck what happens. If we come together, we're leaving together. Ain't no bitch left behind type shit. So looking back on it, we just should have stayed. But we are like, we have all of our stuff. We got all our stuff out of the room, and we were kind of stuck because we couldn't get back to the car to put our stuff in the car. But we still had all our stuff, and we're on campus, just roaming campus. So we literally had suitcases. We're rolling the suitcase through like little trails and shit. Oh my God, we were out there for hours until this guy that Kat knew ended up like giving us refuge, and because he was out too with his friends, so when he got back on campus, he would let us come stay with him. So turns out, while we're doing all that and while they're getting Kitty into the ambulance and stuff, Stacey is so messed up that she's like, because by then the real police were there, so Stacey's so messed up that she's like, let go my friend, she's good, like my friend is okay, like let my friend go, she's good, she's okay, like, and they're all kind of like, girl, like she is not okay, like your friend is borderline, like she has alcohol poisoning, just about, like she's this close, she's not good. And Stacey is so messed up that she just keeps on saying, my friend is good, like why are you taking my friend? The police are just like, if you don't chill out, we're gonna breathalyze you because you're wilding right now and you're acting belligerently drunk. And basically, boom, that's what they said to her. And she didn't chill the fuck out because Stacey, I guess, just felt like whenever she was messed up, that because Stacey had the basically like white privilege of whenever she was drunk, she normally didn't really get in any trouble. So because of that, that's what she was used to. But this night, they weren't messing with it. They was like, girl, you got us bent and you about to get in trouble. So she would not shut up. She kept running her mouth, kept mouthing off at the police. So they ended up breathalyzing her and she got a citation. And so when Stacey, because I guess like Stacey, Belle and then the girl, Stacey's roommate, who was driving them around that night, they all went to the hospital where Kitty was. Me and Kat, we could not get over to her. And so, you know, we're calling. We're like, hey, like, how is she? Like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Basically, like, what transpired was when Stacey, Belle, and the roommate got to the hospital, Stacey, mind you, Kitty is barely conscious at this time. Like, she's just coming back into consciousness. So Stacey doesn't even, again, like I said, she's selfish as fuck. She doesn't ask Kitty if she's okay. No, nothing. She starts blowing up at her, cussing her out in the hospital, talking about, you got me in trouble. Oh my God, how could you? You got me in trouble. I got a citation because of you. Girl, you got a citation because yourself, because you don't know how to hold your liquor and you don't know how to shut the up. When people say shut the up, that's why you got a citation, because of you. Her and Belle were the type where they couldn't ever take responsibility for anything. It always had to be somebody else's fault because they just could do no wrong, because that's how their mom would treat them. Even though they were bad as hell, but that's how their mom would treat them. So they were used to that. So Stacey's basically is going off on Kitty, talking about, you got me in trouble, you got me a citation, I got one because of you. Then the roommate is cussing Kitty out as well, because I guess the roommate has been in trouble before, and the roommate's like, I can't be surrounded by stuff like, mind you, the roommate don't even know Kitty like that, so I don't even know why the roommate had nothing to say. But the roommate is like cussing Kitty out as well, talking about, you could have got everybody in trouble and da-da-da-da, like just like cussing her out. Then they leave. They cuss her out and they leave the hospital. I'm like, mind you, like I said, me and Kitty are still very tight to this day. So when she told me that, I'm like, they cussed you out and they left? Like, are you serious? They cussed you out and then they left? She's like, girl, yes. I was like, and at this time, Kitty and me, like I said, you evolve as you get older. So me and Kitty are very like, we will stand our ground now, we'll speak up. But at that time, Kitty wasn't like that. I was like that though. By college, I had grown into speaking my mind. In high school, I used to be really scary. I wouldn't say anything. Like when people would bother me, I just wouldn't say anything. But by college, I had grown into speaking my mind. And now, girl, outside of that, so I'm still up because I'm wanting all the updates on what's going on with my friend. And Kat is up too because we're both wanting the updates on what's going on with our friend. Belle is texting me as well. Like I said, Belle and Stacey always need scapegoats. So Belle is texting me, attempting to cuss me out. Because one thing you're not gonna do is cuss me out. You're not. I don't care who you are. I don't like people trying to talk to me any type of way, and I don't let people just talk to me any type of way. So she was attempting to get buck. And her whole argument was, you got my sister in trouble. You got my sister a citation. You and Kat are fake as fuck. Y'all left and da-da-da-da. Just going in. I'm like, first off, I'm like, girl, hold on, bitch. First off, you told me and Kat to go and get away from the scene because we don't go to school here and we're gonna get in a lot more trouble because we don't go to school here. You yourself, out of your mouth, said, just go wait, we got this. Second, the only person who got your sister in trouble is your sister because she doesn't know how to hold her liquor and she doesn't know how to shut the up. That's the only person who got your sister in trouble. So she's like literally trying to cuss me out, trying to say, oh, we're fake and we left and none of this would have happened if it weren't for us. And I'm looking like, none of it would have happened if it weren't for you and your selfish ass sister, because we told y'all we all need to stick together. We told y'all that it was not a good idea to separate and all be in different places. We told y'all that several times, but your sister was too concerned with trying to show off her new car. And you, I don't know what you were on, but she was always really weird towards Kitty as well, the sister, like Belle was, because she felt like Kitty never had money for anything. Mind you, like, we're all in college at the time. Nobody has money for anything. But Stacey and Belle were used to, like, their parents would give them money. And, or their, like, dad would let them use his credit card. And if he wouldn't let them use the credit card, Stacey would cuss him clean out. Like, they treat their parents like shit. So they always had money to do stuff because their parents gave them money. Nobody else was in that same boat, except for Kat was really spoiled as well, but me and Kitty were not in that same boat. So the sister Belle didn't really like Kitty because she felt like she never had money for anything. I'm just like, you and your sister are selfish as fuck, and that's why all this happened, because we all should have never been split up. We all would have been there to help and pitch in and take care of the situation, not me and Kat sitting out here with her blowing up y'all phone for an hour, over an hour. Y'all over here still trying to party, so y'all really don't give a fuck, but then when push comes to shove and everything blows up, then it's our fault. Okay, so the next day, we all, like, when Kitty got back to campus, like, campus police, you know, brought her back to campus. They dropped her off in her room. So we all have a powwow in the room. And in this powwow, Stacey and Belle are just trying to make everything about them. Like, I don't know how it came up, but they start, Stacey had basically been saying that the reason she was being weird towards Kitty the whole time, up until, you know, us coming and throughout the whole entire weekend, because she was weird towards her throughout the whole entire weekend. She was saying that her reasoning for that was because she just felt like Kitty just kept talking about her birthday so much, and it was stressing her out because it was making her feel like it was her birthday, hers and Stacey. It was making Stacey feel like it was her birthday, and it was just stressing her out because she felt like she's hearing so much about it. I'm just like, are you serious? Like, it's the girl's birthday. She's allowed to talk about her birthday as much as she wants. You would do the same with yours. You do the same with yours. So, girl, bye. Like, and that doesn't mean because she's talking about it, oh, well, I feel like it was my birthday, and it was stressing me out because I feel like I was, like, trying to plan stuff because it was my birthday. I'm like, you are like, she was literally so selfish. I'm like, girl, you were trying to plan stuff because you already had stuff you wanted to do. You didn't give a fuck if it was Kitty's birthday. You were trying to make sure she was on board to do what you had planned for the weekend, and that's exactly what happened. And so that's why she was, like, stressed out, because she was trying to make sure that plans went her way, regardless of if it was Kitty's birthday. So she was like, oh, I just felt like she was, like, voicing that. So then her and her sister, Stacey and Belle, start talking about how they just feel like, and like I said, I cannot remember for the life of me how we got on this topic, because we just had a whole group discussion in a powwow. Her and Belle are like, well, our dad had, their dad was sick. They were like, our dad is sick, and, you know, we just feel like financially, like, we're stressed out. Like, our parents are just stressed out, and, like, we're going through a lot. And mind you, I'm like, financially, y'all going through a lot and you're stressed out, but you shop every week. I mean, not to be pocket checking, but I'm just like, financially, y'all are stressed out, y'all going through a lot, but you shop every single week, and if your dad doesn't let you use his credit card, you cuss him out. But y'all going through a lot financially, and you're really stressed out, and you don't want to put stress on your dad because he's sick, but you cuss him out over his debit card all the time. Make it make sense, y'all. But okay. So we all had this powwow. I voiced to them that what they did was messed up, and, you know, they try and make everybody else a scapegoat, but for real, we should have never been separated in the first place. All this could have been avoided had we not been separated, had y'all not been selfish as fuck. We ended up, like, hashing it out for the time being, but honestly, as a friend group, the only people in the friend group that are basically the only people, everybody is friends now to this day, is still, like, tight as fuck, except for Stacey and Belle. And as soon as we cut them out, all the just toxic, like, everything toxic in the air went with them. They were very toxic because them as sisters, they didn't even like each other. They were always competing against each other and trying to put their friends against the other person's friends, and always telling lies and being sneaky so that people would get mad at different people. Kitty at the time, and we, you know, discussed it. When we discussed it, Kitty was like, yo, if this was me now, because she ended up writing Stacey an apology letter for getting her in trouble, quote unquote. And she was like, yo, if it was me now, I would have never wrote that letter because I didn't owe her an apology for anything. She didn't owe Stacey. Nobody owed Stacey an apology. Stacey got herself in trouble. But yeah, so that is what happened. Oh, that, and then also Stacey and Belle kept on trying to convince Kitty that me and Kat left her and all this other stuff. Like, it was just a lot. It was just so much drama. But basically, long story short, everybody's still cool except for those two. We cut those two out of the group, and it's just been cool ever since. Yeah, so if y'all like this story, like, comment, and subscribe. If you had anything crazy like this happen to you, let me know. I would love to hear about it, and I will see you guys in my next story time. I do not have a cute outro, so don't be looking for me to do nothing cute because I don't have one. So peace out. Bye, y'all. Stay blessed. I'll see y'all next time. I'm fine,